Good morning, what's shaking, what's happening? Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today is day 114, only 10 days left. Crazy, of our Holland America cruise around the world. And today we are coming at you from Lisbon, Portugal. Come join us. Fun thing about Lisbon, it's an actual cruise port. There's the Holland pulling in. I don't know how well it's coming off in camera, but it's a cruise port that's right at the edge of the center of the city. But God almighty, are these some hills. Whew. Now, we still don't know what we're going to do. We heard Lisbon was hilly, and now that we got here, yes, those are some hills. To the point you can kind of see everything in the upper levels because they're so steep. So, we have a lot of friends that are doing the hop-on, hop-off bus. We're not really into that anymore. We've had some great experiences with that. We've had some terrible experiences with it. It is expensive in Lisbon, though. It's like $60 for the two of us to do it. We could walk to the commerce area, which is kind of over there, and it's just like a town square. I don't really think there's anything to do. Restaurants don't really open till noon. This place is a siesta place. All aboard's at 3:30. The Voyage is here, so they're going to have another 1,000 passengers because they're almost full. So I don't know what we're going to do, but the weather's nice. I also woke up feeling like I got run over by a truck, tired sort of thing. I think 113 days is born on me, and until day 114, I am tired. So it's a beautiful city, though. So it's oddly enough, we could just sit on the pool deck because our balcony faces the ocean. And just kind of admire it. It's gorgeous. Like, check it out. Here's the castle over there. And look at all of these buildings. And there's some churches and stuff over there. Biggest challenge we're running into is it's a Monday and all the museums are closed because they have some good looking museums here that get very, very good reviews, but they're all closed today. I don't know if it's because it's a Monday or if it's a special day, but whatever the case may be, they're closed. So we might just walk to the little town square and come back because it is a beautiful city. And I still have 45 physical euros that I need to get spent. And we stop in Tangier, Morocco tomorrow, which I could probably exchange them for Moroccan currency. And then after that, it's San Juan, Puerto Rico, and home. So I have no need to have euros anymore. I tried to use them in Naples, but they didn't have any change. So got to get these 45 euros spent between today and tomorrow, which it's early. I know I can always exchange them back to dollars, but I don't know if I really want to. So let's see what we can get into today. All right, it is 10:42 and we got off. All aboard's 3:30. We're not looking to spend too much time here. Restaurants didn't open till 11 and noon, depending on the type of restaurant, like if it's a nice sit down or if it's fast foody kind of spot, takeout. Port's very nice. There's two like hop on, hop off buses that originate from the port area itself. The Voyage is also here. There's little tuk-tuk, they're called tuk-tuks, but they're golf carts. And taxi tours that you can all sign up for. They're gonna be more than we want to spend. So we're just gonna walk to the little town square thing and take in the beauty of the city. Because at the end of the day, because of how the city's elevated on a hill, you can see a lot of it from here. And the tours don't include going in anything. So we're just gonna walk around and see what we can see, because that's our style. Alright, so we have made it to the little town square thing, which is just literally a really big square in the middle of this place. Beautiful statues, lots of restaurants. The majority of them open at noon unless they're doing breakfast. Not a lot of shops. I thought I think in my head I thought there was going to be more shops, more commerce, because it's like the Commerce Square is what it's called. I think is how it translates. But I don't know, beautiful architecture. Nothing else, it's a beautiful day. But this will give us a better idea of how far everything else is from where we're at, because it took us about 20 minutes to walk here. So there's a takeout pizza spot, there's a Hard Rock, there's a McDonald's, there's Burger King. But they were all saying like an hour walk from the ship because it was taking us some weird route. Let's try to get a better idea of where everything's at from here. Alright, so update. We just kept following the crowd, to be honest with you, and we found this like series of like blocks, and we ended up stopping at this restaurant called Paul's. And I'll tell you what, we stopped. We saw this special, a Perico ham sandwich and a beer for €8.40. It's a pretty good deal by Paul. I got this, the pizza, and it comes with the pizza, a drink, and an espresso to finish the meal off with. Pizza Royal. Ham, tomato, mozzarella, and olives. So this meal's looking like it's going to be in the €20, maybe €25 range with the service charge and everything. So that's going to kill a chunk of the euros, and then that way maybe I'll exchange the other €20 for Morocco tomorrow. I don't know, or we might find something else because there's so many pastries. There's such a French influence here. It's just amazing, but it's a cute little cafe little deal. Alright, so our drinks have arrived. She gets a cute little beer with hers. I got an orange Fanta, because you know me and my foreign sodas. But plot twist in this lunch idea, the power went out on the street. So we don't know how they're going to do... sandwich should be fine. I don't know how they're going to do my pizza. So we'll see how this goes. We might just be buying a beer and a Fanta. Or I might be getting a sandwich. We'll find out. Alright, so they couldn't do my pizza because the oven needs power and they don't have any power. So, they're getting the same thing as C. It's an Iberico ham sandwich. Now, they put cheese on hers by accident, but it's because the poor guy can't get into the tickets because the power went out. But these look delicious. These are going to fit the bill. She's just going to take the cheese off of hers and put it on mine. So, it'll work for us. Alright, so, we ate. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest. The ham was really fatty, but the bread and the tomatoes and the pesto and the cheese was good. This must be a pretty expansive power outage because we're back in the square and the restaurants here are also dark. So we're just gonna head back to the ship. There's a ton of people here. You can't do anything because all the shops started closing up because apparently this is pretty bad at power outage. So, bummer. Even though we didn't have a lot planned, it looked like a really beautiful city, but with the power outage, it's kind of, you can't duck into shops, you can't look at anything, because they literally started closing shops. Which they're probably closing for siesta since the power was out. They might as well just close up and call it and come back later. But, ooh, that restaurant might be open. But where we were at, you couldn't even get coffee, so... So we're going to take a different route back to the ship and enjoy this beautiful weather. So let's talk about the day. It's still kind of early. It's only 1:30, but all aboard's at 3:30. So, power outage in the streets. Everything looks closed. People are just kind of wandering. You hear sirens everywhere. So we say, you know what? Let's just go back. Get back to the cruise terminal. Our captain is out there directing people up a ramp, and he says, you're going to have to go up here. The lifts are not working. This is the way. And we start talking to him. And he says, oh, the entire city's out of power. He said, in 33 years, I've never seen or heard of anything like this. He goes, this is very strange, but at least it's a nice day. And, you know, we've got a contingency plan to get everybody back on the ship, you know, even if they're in a wheelchair or whatnot. So we go. I still had about $6 in coins and euros, which we couldn't spend on the streets because there's no power. So we go to the duty-free shop, and I end up getting a magnet and a very overpriced Nestle Crunch because I needed to use these €6 then change, because obviously they're not going to get exchanged anywhere, and this is our last day in Europe. And we run into Para DJ. Hi, Para DJ. We're very faithful watchers of them, and they've been doing the pole to pole, and we were surprised we never ran into them in Barcelona, but we start talking to them, and they evidently must have internet or something, because they said, oh no, this is like 3 countries. This is a major power outage. And we said, And we noticed people were just flooding back to the ship, like flooding back. So, I mean, and we're talking about, this is so bad. And the way Europe kind of conducts business, the lady next to us at the restaurant wanted to use the restroom, and the guy had to say, no, you can't. It's an electronic lock, so it's not going to open. And she was like, what? And he's like, yeah. And then we talked to another person in the port terminal that paid a euro to use the restroom, and it was pitch black dark in there. And she was like, I don't even know why I paid €1, but that's just how they conduct business in Europe. So we come back, we turn on BBC because we don't get CNN. It's MSNBC, Fox, which those are always going to do American politics. That's just how it is right now. And BBC, which tends to be a little bit more neutral. And they've got a big blurb about this power outage. I didn't realize how widespread this power outage is, on top of there being a train strike in Lisbon. So a very, very interesting end to the day. So now it makes us wonder, there's supposed to be a big sail-away party at 3:30 today with wine, and or 4 o'clock with wine and seafood, fresh seafood and stuff like that. I don't know how this is going to work out. It does look like from the news that Spain is coming back online, which means Portugal should be coming back online soon too. But crazy way to end the day here in Lisbon. But beautiful city. Lots of people did the hop on hop off bus. Everyone we talked to that did the hop on hop off bus really enjoyed it. It's great weather. It's just unfortunate the power went out. We couldn't enjoy it a little bit more because where we were going, we had found stuff. So, because sometimes it's hard to figure out on the map where you are to the cruise ship and to the the areas to walk in. But we had just gotten into that restaurant. Had we sat down 5 minutes later, they wouldn't have taken our order. So, or they would have told us all we could have is the pastries out of the case. So, now, I think she's going to enjoy a beautiful afternoon at the pool because it is gorgeous, but I don't know what the sail-away seating is going to be like. But we are going to get a second lunch at Lido because as beautiful as that sandwich was, that Iberico ham, the quality just wasn't there for me or her. It was very fatty, which can happen. So I don't know if that's the quality, because that restaurant gets very good reviews. If it's just the quality that we happen to get, or if it's just the quality. But we're gonna get a little something extra to eat, and then it should be sail away time. So let's sail away and then go get some dinner tonight. All right, appetizers have arrived. C got the shrimp cocktail. That looks good for me. I got the crab and corn fritters. Do these not look good? These are looking good. All right, and I got a bonus appetizer. They have the zucchini bisque on the menu, and I haven't seen this in a while, and I do love this zucchini bisque. Very good. Aw, great Vanna White hands there, C. All right, Andres have arrived. C got the tri-tip. She could not have the leek thing because that has the dairy in it, so they sent her out some green beans and some carrots. Me, I got the tri-tip, and I got the leek puree thingamabob. But I actually do think hers turned out prettier with the extra vegetables. So she gets pretty dish this evening. All right, dessert has arrived, but C has stepped away from the table. I was actually surprised I brought it without her, but this is her sorbet. He said it's mango, but it looks very yellow to be mango. And the menu said lemon, so I don't know. She's probably not going to eat it. We'll find out. So that means I will go ahead and start eating my Stoop waffle cheesecake. No plate turn, so I must do the plate turn for us. And with that, we are going to call it a night. Interesting evening. Seafood thing. Really nice. Tons of seafood, oysters, lobster tails, crab legs, mussels, some weird crab dip thingamabob, and then salad, caprese salad, other things. Free wine. People really, really enjoyed it. I'm not big into seafood like that. C really liked the mussels. She said that you could tell the oysters and the lobster had been pre-frozen, or were frozen because they hadn't thawed all the way yet. And then the crab legs were smoked, so that was kind of interesting. Dinner was okay. You know, we've had that menu before. That was fun. The big thing that happened, the big news was, so this is a major world power, not a major world, but a major peninsula, because we're in something called the Iberian Peninsula, outage, where it's in Spain. It's definitely in Spain and Portugal, and then some people are saying it hit in parts of France. Some people are saying it also hit parts of Italy. Some people are saying it also hit parts of North Africa. So far, the only thing I can confirm on the news is Spain, Portugal, and parts of France, because that's one power grid. So the big news was, at 4:30, we were still sitting here. And Kimberly had to break into the party at about 4:45 and say, hey, no one probably heard this announcement, but there are 10 people that have not made it back to the ship yet. We don't know where they are. They were independent travelers. We've been contacting Seattle about what to do about this because of the extreme circumstances. This was an attack. At this point in time, the local news is saying it's a cyber attack or something like that. I don't know. Everything's very, very unconfirmed. And by the time this comes out, who knows what it would have turned out to be, because I think I'm 2 weeks behind. But she said the captain talked with Seattle and a decision was made to stay because they have the people's passports. We have them on board, and we have our passports, so they would have to go find all 10 people's passports and leave them in a country that still does not have power, and we are unsure if flights are even going to take off, and we're unsure at this point what time we're going to get to Morocco. So a decision was made to stay. At 5:30, the 10 people had made it back. So But then we had sat so long we lost our pilot. So they told us to expect to leave at 7:30. We left around 6:35, 6:40ish. Kind of deal. Beautiful sail away. God, it was a gorgeous sail away. But the thing is we were already tight into getting to Tangier, Morocco on time tomorrow, and they're kind of setting us up that we're not going to make it. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't. Our service said no. He anticipates us being in Morocco maybe an hour late, but we left 3.5 hours late, or 3 hours late. So, because there's bad winds tonight, there's bad waves, so there's some things fighting us to get to Tangier. Some people are super okay with missing the stop. We talked to one person who was like, hey, the Azure Islands are on the way. For me, personally, Morocco was one of those take it or leave it. Originally, when we booked the cruise, we weren't even going to get off. I was like, oh, maybe we can get another stop in the Caribbean, because we had been missing some pool beach weather, and it was not going to be Morocco tomorrow. So some people are going to be bummed we don't make it. Some are going to be excited. It's just how it goes with things like this. It's crazy that we've gone this far in the cruise, and this is the first time it really truly looks like we're going to miss a stop. But it is rocky. It is windy. As soon as we pulled away, I had walked through Lido, because we were watching the sail away in the back. I had walked through, and the wind went crazy. It was knocking stuff down. So I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to be in Tangier, Morocco, or if we're going to be on the sea, or what happens. So, to find out, make sure you hit that notification button, like, subscribe, and all that fun social stuff to keep following us along as to wherever we end up tomorrow and the rest of the trip. We've only got about 10 days left. And have a great night. Bye!